The Life in 5 podcast is proudly presented by Southland Shopping Centre in South Penrith. It's my local and a true community favourite. It's got everything you need in one easy stop. It's got good food, all of the everyday essentials, and plenty of local businesses doing it right. Whether you're sorting dinner, knocking over the weekly shop, or just chasing a good coffee, Southlands makes it easy. Do yourself a favour and swing by Southland Shopping Centre. It's local, convenient, in the heart of South Penrith, and tell them MG sent you.
The whole meeting goes by. Wayne still hasn't told me.
What?
And then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh yeah, boys, just thought I'd let you know Jai's playing this week." I was going to tell him yesterday, but I thought, fucking, I'll let him find out for himself.
Welcome back to Life in 5, the podcast where we dive into 5 key moments via photographs that have shaped some of the biggest names in sport, media, and beyond. I'm MG, and today's guest is a tough, no-nonsense forward who brings energy, grit, and passion every time he steps on the footy field. He's represented us. Well, he hasn't represented Australia. I've jumped ahead of myself. He's represented Queensland in the State of Origin arena and built a reputation as one of the hardest workers in the game. It brings me great pleasure to introduce South Sydney's Jai Arrow. Jai!
MG.
Mate.
It's one of the greatest raps I've gotten, honestly.
Welcome.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Before I get into your 5 photos, which you sent me last week, and I must say that I can't wait for you to talk about them, but was it a hard process? I ask all my guests, because if someone asked me to get 5 photos that have depicted my life so far, it'd be fucking hard.
Yeah, it was.
What was your process of elimination, and what did you go into old, albums or just on your phone?
I went straight on my phone, so it was a weekend process actually, MG. So thanks for giving me my homework to do. But look, over the weekend I actually went from the start of my phone on the photos and went through and had a look and was wondering which photos represented my life in a way. And unfortunately, I'm not that good at technology, so I figured out how to put it as a favourite. You can do it as a favourite photo.
I only learned that last year.
Yeah. So I did that, and then on the Sunday, I
eliminated stuff.
Yeah, went through and eliminated, and sort of thought to myself which ones.
Oh wow!
I could talk in depth.
We're just on the cusp of 2026, the footy season. You've just gotten through your pre-season.
Yep.
I'm expecting big things from the Rabbitohs because look, last year I predicted he's come in the top 4, and obviously when you lose someone like Cam Murray up front, hurts a lot.
Hugely.
I was going to call him GI because he reminds me such of him, but Latrell.
Yep.
Missing Latrell for big periods of time. Campbell Graham.
Cody.
But you still unearthed some stars. Jai Gray. So. Yeah. I mean, so what's the expectation, do you think, now that Fafita's landed at Redfern?
Yeah.
Which is massive. Have you played with him before at the Titans?
No. I was played Origin with him. The year he came to the Titans, I went to South, so
okay.
Didn't get to play with him.
How do you go in pre-season, the big lad?
Very good. He seems like he's really happy with where he's at physically, mentally, and I'm actually looking at that left edge at the moment. It's pretty scary. It's a pretty scary thought. So Davey's really happy with where he's at. He's excited to be at the club. He's brought a lot of energy, and he's only so young too.
Oh.
He's got so much footy ahead of him.
He hasn't reached his peak yet.
Yeah, legit. You're not wrong there. So obviously pre-season is tough parts of things, but rolling into the year, we're excited to play footy, and it'd just be good to have a healthy team out in the paddock this year for sure.
If you're healthy, you're a top 4 team, I think. Look, one thing went viral in your pre-season was the wrestle on the beach with Latrell and Fafita. What was the background of that? Was that like the end of the session? Was it the start of the session? How did them two beasts get locked together?
Well, I wasn't in that session, thank God. I'd done my calf around that period of time. So, long story short, we went to the Navy base there in Mossman, I think it is. And the boys did a tough session, and then to finish, they did like a little bit of a contact session on the beach. So just so happened they did the old shark bait, and Latrell and Davey were the first 2 in. So
all eyes were on them.
Yeah, the boys got to stand around. It was pretty fresh when Davey come to the club as well. So those 2 massive human beings got to show off their their strength and wrestle abilities.
Well, watching it if I'm a South fan, I'm watching that going, yes, I love this. I love this.
Absolutely. It's always good when you see, your top tier players like those to compete with each other, and the way they competed as well. It sets a standard for the young boys, and it sets a standard for us older boys as well.
Yeah.
When you got those two big boys going at it like that.
A couple more questions before we get to your photos. Over Christmas, the NRL snuck through a little bit of a rule change in between that period of Christmas and New Year when no one gives a fuck about what's going on.
Yeah, right.
The kickoff rule. What the hell, man? What do you take as a player? What's your thoughts on that?
I need to confirm that. So is it the team that conceded the try get to choose, or the team
They get to choose, do they?
Yeah, the team the team that scores?
I don't know. The team that scores, I'm pretty sure the team that scores kicks off.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that.
So I don't even know. So now that you're right, bud, because I saw the other day your coach, Mr. Bennett, said you got to live with the rule because you can make the decision. Yeah. I didn't know anything about a decision.
Yeah, no. So I'm not
we're front rows.
Oh, honestly, that's what I mean. See, I know. I'm pretty sure that's what Wayne told us. So if you were to score the try, you can either choose to kick off or receive. But
you're going to receive every day of the week.
Well, the way I look at it is, if you're flogging a team, you play the whole disrespect thing and do the old mercy rule. Hey, we'll kick off, boys. You go down there, we'll kick off to you.
What's he like? What's he like from a day to day? Like I got coached by Ron Willis, Graham Murray, Tim Sheens, Phil Gould, Bobby Fulton, Peter Mulholland, all great men. But the one they reckon is the cream of the crop, or the two, is Bellamy and Bennett. Yeah. They reckon them two are the best there's ever been. What makes Wayne Bennett so special as a coach?
I think just his presence, his calmness around the group. Obviously last year 2025 wasn't ideal for us, but I don't feel like there's any better coach that could have got us through that tough period. And it obviously allowed young boys to have opportunity and things like that. But his presence, his calmness, he cared for the boys as well. He's so good to have around. He's
sounds like an awesome bloke.
He is, and it's so much knowledge and experience as well. He's got some good stories. He loves a laugh. He's obviously so different.
Is it true he's on the Titanic?
Well, I don't know if I should say if he was or not. I don't think he'd be able.
You told me that before we come on.
Yeah, don't put me on that. No, he's a bit of a fossil now, Wayne. He's getting old, but we always love having him around.
He's such a fit-looking dude for his age, and he's mentally there. I've always wanted to be coached by him and Bellamy, but you're under him now, and as you launch into this 26th season, I don't think there's any greater bloke you could have at the helm.
No, not at all.
Okay, without any further ado, let's look at your first photo today, Mr. Arrow, and this when you sent to me, because in a few photos' time, you're sending another picture that looked identical to this.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how much these look alike. But this photo here, what is it? Who is it? When was it?
That is me. That is me on the. So I was born on the 12th of July, 1995. But that was me a day old.
A day.
Yep, a day.
One
old,
day.
Apparently, yeah. So wow. Yeah, I guess why I chose that photo is, that's when my journey started. That is where my mum and dad birthed me, the day before, obviously. The big 10-pound 7 baby. So, it's where my journey started, and I look back now, and it's pretty crazy to think that one day that was me.
That's very philosophical of you, because you're the first person in over 40 guests I've had who has bought the photo of them on day one.
Yeah.
Like, to think that this is where it all began. Like, you had no recollection of this as a baby. I think my first recollection as a kid was when I was about 2.5, when I cut my toes on a cat tin.
Yep.
But just to think that bloke there is you now. It's pretty freaky, isn't it?
It honestly is. And when we go into sort of depth with my photos, it is crazy to think that once upon a time that was me, a day old with I got blue eyes now. It looks like I'm
brown.
Yeah. evil black eyes.
It's like you're ready to launch a tirade on someone.
Huge bullfed who grew up to be this other bullfed. Same haircut, everything. That's why I shaved my head.
So tell us about the people who made this specimen, the mum and dad. Where were they born and where were you born?
I was actually born in Fairfield in New South Wales. So
Wow.
I think
Wow. Wow.
that secret has come out a while ago, so I'm happy to say that now. But
I'm in Queensland. That's in Fairfield.
my mum was born in Ipswich.
Yep.
From memory, I'm pretty sure. And then my old man was he was actually born and bred in Greystanes. So
Greystanes.
yeah, played for the Devils there.
Not far from me. I was born in Auburn.
Yeah, wow, yeah, not too far at all. Haven't been out there much, to be honest, lately. But yeah, so they were born there, and then obviously, mum and dad met, had my older sister, myself, and my younger sister, and then we moved to the Gold Coast when I would have been about 4 or 5 years old. So yeah, a bit of a journey.
Wow.
But yeah.
And do you know much about that? Do you think that you were settled in Sydney at all when you went? Did you have your mates at that table? Were you too young to understand that?
Too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
way,
probably the perfect time. Because another couple of years, when you're 7 or 8 or 9, you're in year 3 or 4 at school, and you're going, well, these are my mates.
Yeah.
But you didn't have time to adapt.
No, so I was in the preschool. It's preschool, yeah. I was there, and he didn't really understand, have mates and things like that. So probably took me to the Gold Coast at the right time, where I started year 1 and then did all my schooling up there. So didn't understand back then, or don't even really remember it. I vaguely do remember some
Mum or dad's work, or is that why you went? A sea change, was it?
My dad's twin brother and his family moved up at the time.
Twin brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Identical.
Wow.
And everyone mistakes them for each other all the time. And going a little bit off topic, they're both,
feral?
Like to call themselves characters, but they're feral. I've heard nothing but bad things about them growing up, about all their friends telling me they're all lunatics, this and that. And, when someone is to mistake my dad for my uncle for my dad, they've always got this thing that my old man's name's Ray and my uncle's name's Dave. And hey Ray, how you going? But it's my Uncle Dave. And they'll just go along with it. And I'll literally turn to the person and just go, and walk off. Both of them do it. And
how old's your old man?
How old are they? They'd be 50-something.
Yeah, but I think maybe
mid-50s.
57, like me.
Yeah, they would be.
Wow.
So,
are they a footy player? Are they footy players?
Yes, they were. Not professionally, but played for Greystanes for a while. I know they went to Holroyd High.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guildford, they played for Guildford.
Guildford Owls?
Yeah, me pop lived there for years in Guildford with my uncle.
Little tip here about the goalposts at Guildford Oval for a long, long time. I don't know if they still are, but they were the tallest goalposts in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yes, I did hear that.
Yes.
My old man told me that story many times.
Yeah.
I was sick of hearing about his old war stories. So
that's all we've got, mate, as we go older.
Yeah, I did know that.
That's all we've got.
True.
Right, let's go on to photo number 2 here of Jai Arrows. And this, wow, Tim Bailey, the weatherman.
What a change.
What a change from that intense 1 day old to this one. This is you, obviously, but tell me what age you are, and is this obviously after you've moved to the Gold Coast?
Yeah. So in context with this photo, this is, I suppose, the next step where, being a young kid, all I wanted to do was play footy, and it was my first ever rep team that I made on the Gold Coast. Funny enough, actually, Scotty Sattler is in that photo. I've got the full thing, but I was going to send it, but I was like, well, maybe they're not going to figure out who I am, so I can show you that a bit later.
Yeah. Was he coaching? Was he?
No. So he was playing at the time, and that photo was put in one of the newspapers up there. So, funny enough, I've had a long relationship with Sats, and this day.
Sats was on here last year, and he bought his first rep photo as a 18-year-old.
Yeah, well,
on the Gold Coast. As
okay.
a photo.
Yeah, well.
But he, unlike you, there's fucking 10 kids there, and you go, see me there. I go, no, I can't see you. At
Well,
least
that
you
was my thought process. I don't know if they know who I am.
That's good.
It wouldn't be hard to point me out with the bleach blonde hair and the
Is
the
that, is
red
that
face and
natural
blue
there?
eyes.
Is that your hair natural?
Yeah, it was. So I was big into the surf lifesaving and the swimming as well. So the chlorine, beach, and the sun. People used to think I died it.
Well, it looks it.
Yeah, but
obviously
never did. But that sort of represents me growing up and loving to play footy. That's all I wanted to do. I just think back to not saying rugby league's a chore at the moment. I love what I do. I got the best job in the world. But you look back there and how fun it was. How I just have so much fun with my mates playing footy. And in that photo as well, he's on the far left. He's the best, my best mate to this day as well. So you build a lot of friendships along the way, and it's me as a young kid.
So these memories that you bring to the table, it takes you straight to a place, doesn't it? When you see a photo, see a photo, it takes you. You remember that photo being taken. You remember the day. You remember what you were doing before it. You remember when they called your name out for the rep side.
Yeah,
it just comes flooding back.
It does. It's crazy to think too. Like I look back there and I just think like I had so much fun back then when I was a kid. I had a good upbringing. I had so much fun growing up. I did multiple different sports, played cricket, nippers, footy. It's actually quite enjoyable to look back and remember where you come from.
And so how old would you have been here, you reckon?
11.
11?
I was 11.
And what year is
06.
This 06?
06.
So 20 years ago.
Oh, that's crook.
20 years ago.
That's crook to think about. 2 decades ago.
2 decades ago. 20 years ago.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it is crazy to think 20 years ago, not knowing where my life would end up, not knowing whether I'd make it and things like that. I'm obviously very grateful with the opportunities that I got, and I think back to how much fun I had.
After this, so this is on a 12s rep side, I would say.
No, I was 11. Under 11s, yep, Gold Coast. It was just a Gold Coast.
Did you stay on were you on the track? Like, did you know then, as an 11-year-old, that you wanted to be a professional football player, or did you want to be a surf lifesaver? What was your rationale when you were this age, do you reckon?
I don't know about being a professional rugby league player, but I always wanted to play footy. I suppose back then it's the unknown, whether you're going to make it or not.
And what you don't know here is that this thing called puberty comes along, which separates the boys from the girls.
Well, I don't reckon I got a pube till I was about 15.
I was the same.
I was waiting 4 years.
I used to go to the mirror every morning and look under my arms and go, come on, grow, you bastard.
Like, why does everyone else got them? I don't.
I was playing against blokes who were shaving when they were 8. I'm going, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that was me as well. So, it is crazy to look back and reflect on what has been and what used to be, but
no, that's an awesome photo.
So but I'll show you the full photo.
When did you have when was your first girlfriend?
Oh God. I reckon 12 months later.
Yeah.
Year 7 in primary school.
Yeah. We'll see. We're different in Queensland. We have year 7 in high school here. You have year 6 and 7 because I used to have an exchange student when I was at Wayland High School in Mount Druitt.
Yep.
We used to exchange with Mitchelton up in Brisbane.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And they were in year 6 and they were in year 7, but still in primary school. So it was a funny setup. Like you go to I think you go to high school till you're 13 or till your primary school till you're 13 or something.
Primary, no,
we're thinking too much again. We're front row.
Yeah, not anymore. But it used to be year 7 was primary school up there.
Yes,
and then year 8 to 12. But Queensland finish high school when you're 17, not 18.
Okay,
which is 18 down here. Yeah, so
just think, hey, this young bloke here, that is 11-year-old. 12 months later, he's in the corner, passion some beautiful young.
I wouldn't say passion. Maybe holding hands. I was a bit frigid.
What about when you first?
Frigid and shy back then. Remember that word? That was dead set the word back then.
Frigid. Well, I'm 25 years older than you, and the word when I was a kid was, "Oh, you're frigid, man."
Yeah, legit. The boys used to get into me.
No,
I've never kissed a girl. Like I don't know how.
Oh, let's get on to photo 3 here of Gyro's catalogue, and here he is, the man. He's morphed into a massive man who's got a jersey on that's probably one of the most famous in the land at the moment. It is as well, but also back then it was as well. The Broncos jersey. I remember when they first came in the competition, they were just a juggernaut. Them and the Melbourne Storm, both on arrival, hit the ground running.
Yep.
What's this photo? What year is it? And why did you pick this one, Jojo?
So the thought process through this is obviously, with the baby one, that was when my journey started.
Yep.
The 11-year-old Jai was when, sort of midway through onto becoming a man. And then this photo for me represents, I suppose, the hard work and my journey to get to that point. The journey where, I had so much help along the way, friends, family, and in a sense, it sort of represents as well the relief of the amount of hard work, I suppose, and you have to do to get to that point, as you know yourself. It's not an easy journey. You got to sacrifice a fair bit. You got to sacrifice,
everything.
You got to give yourself to the game. How hard NRL preseason is, and it just represents all the hard work, the determination, and the help along the way, friends and family, as I said. So that there was my NRL debut for Brisbane in 2016. A decade ago. It's funny how things pan out, doesn't it?
You started, that's pretty freaky. Everything's come in 10 years for you without you even knowing it.
Yeah,
without
legit.
Legit.
So that there was in May at some stage, round 12, I think it was, of 2016. Double header as well. So that was actually at Suncorp, but we were the away team in front of 52,000 people. So,
wow.
Yeah, pretty special moment.
Who was the coach?
Wayne. It was Wayne.
So, okay, let's go through this because I know that this is one of the most special days a sports person can go through when they make their debut.
Yeah.
Where did you find out?
Oh, a pretty funny story to say. So Wayne actually made it probably, now that I think back, probably the best way possible. Had no pressure on me. I didn't even really have time to think about it. It was just, I'm in. All right, sweet, let's go. So, I start off, I was in the car actually, and on Instagram, sort of around that time where it just come out,
coming in,
I saw my photo in the ins and outs on the Broncos website or the page, and I was like, oh, what's it? And then literally, as soon as I was about to click on the link, I got a phone call from the team manager.
Wow.
And I answered, and he's like, oh, hey, mate, have you seen the team list? And I was like, no, I was about to look on it, but I thought I was in the 21 or 18th man or something like that. And he goes, oh, yeah, you'll be playing this week? And I hadn't heard from Wayne. No phone call, nothing. Mind you, he still doesn't have my phone number. So, one, he didn't have my phone number. Two, I still didn't believe it because it hadn't come from the boss's mouth. And anyway, I was pretty stoked. I hadn't told anyone at this stage, only because I didn't know if it was true or not. Hadn't told my dad, hadn't told my mum, hadn't told anyone until I heard it from Wayne. I'm a big believer of, you only believe half what you hear.
Yep.
And anyway, went into training the next day, still hadn't been told.
At training, he'd
Hadn't
seen
been
you and
told.
everything. He hadn't said
Kid you not. Hadn't seen him. Wayne's upstairs, and then eventually I was sitting there. The NRL team that was playing that week went up to the meeting. I didn't get told anything, and I'm not just gonna walk up. Not as a 20-year-old, turning 21. There's no way I'm gonna walk up unless I hear to.
Look.
Anyway, Stephen Kearney, who was the assistant at the time, he eventually come down and he goes, "Dreiser, up, let's go." And I was like, all right, sweet. Still hadn't heard it from Wayne. Anyway, get in the meeting and sitting there, and then the whole meeting goes by. Wayne still hasn't told me.
What?
And then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh yeah, boys, just thought I'd let you know Jai's playing this week." I was going to tell him yesterday, but I thought, fuck him, I'll let him find out for himself.
That's the coach's words.
That is the coach's words.
Awesome.
I thought, fuck him, I'll let him find out for himself. So then I
Oh,
couldn't have panned it any better.
I got goosebumps. I can imagine it. I got goosebumps.
Couldn't have panned it any better. And then obviously that week, I knew I was playing. I got to tell family and friends.
Yep.
And then even, these days, jersey prezos are pretty big.
Yeah.
And I didn't get one of them. And I was like, do you know what? I think back and I go, I'm so grateful for the way he did that.
Yeah.
Gave me
Took all the pressure off you.
Took all the pressure off me. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I just, boom,
Yep.
this is what's happening. Walk in, my jersey was hanging up, saw it, and I went, wow, how cool is this? But I had no pressure on me whatsoever. I just went, boom, out. Go
Who'd you play?
Manly.
Manly. Did you win?
We did.
Wow. That's a pretty red hot Manly team, but 10 years ago as well. You played against.
Yeah, it would have
But
been.
you had a pretty red hot team as well.
Yeah, it was. On paper.
Wow.
On paper, it was handy.
How good is it? I mean, it's when we go back 10 years in that photo, and you think to yourself, when you start playing footy at junior reps and stuff, you go, well, now that I've reached my peak, and when this is the culmination of, as you mentioned at the top, a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
from a lot of people. As they say, it takes a village.
It does. It does.
And everyone who's had a hand in giving you that jersey. I mean, how long did you at the Broncos for?
2 years. Full time.
Then Titans.
Yeah, then the Goldie for 3.
And how did the Titans lure you away from the Bronx? Was it just cabbage or opportunity?
It was opportunity for me. And also it was an extra year. So
okay, that's always
yeah,
good.
the Broncos offered me 2 and I didn't want to go at all. But I had a lot of people in my ear going, you got opportunity down there. Potentially if you have a good preseason, you start, play good minutes and
we were the best forward for a long time at Titans.
I do consider myself a loyal person, but at the end of the day, it was opportunity for me. It was, and I don't regret any decision I made throughout my career. I felt though it was the right thing to do for myself at the time, and had to have the most daunting
chat
with Wayne. Mate, 22-year-old, 21-year-old, and have to go tell the super coach that you want to leave the club. Although, he understood as well. I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, he felt as though I had to go, and he did say to me, one day I'll get you back. And when was it? 4 years on, I was at South.
Wow. So Origin, when did you play Origin? From the Broncos or from the Titans?
From first year of the Titans,
first year of the
2018,
Titans.
yeah. So
isn't that a different beast?
It's cool. It is. It's cool. It's some of the best experiences you have and best moments you'll have in your career is putting on that Origin jersey, running out to a packed house, and it's such a different beast. Such a different beast.
Yeah.
And it's, as you know, it's so hard to explain to people how physical, mentally, emotionally, how hard it is. But the times you'll never forget, the times you'll always cherish.
Because I think the way I think about it now that I'm older is that those jerseys, they don't just give them out. They don't just say there's a blue or there's a maroon jersey for you because you're a good bloke.
Yeah,
you have to fucking work your ass off, physically, mentally, for a long period of time till you even are in the view of the selectors. Yep. And once you're in the view, you've got to prove to them that you are the right man for anyway.
And you're good enough.
That's good
100%. And that photo does represent that as well.
So how long you got to go at South? How many more years?
I'm a cockroach to that joint. They can't get rid of me, honestly. If they even try and get rid of me, I'll be kicking and screaming.
What about the Perth Bears now, mate?
No chance. But I've still got 2 years there.
That's
so
good. That's
27.
Yeah, that's great. You're settled now here in Sydney, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Love it down here.
Okay, competition time. We've got an exciting giveaway to announce, courtesy of our good friends at EliteBet. You and a friend could be joining us in the EliteBet corporate suite to watch the defending premiers, the Brisbane Broncos, taking on the Sydney Roosters for what will be one of the games of the season. It's round 9, Saturday night on the 2nd of May. For a chance to win, follow Life in 5 and EliteBet on social media throughout the season, and we'll be giving away a pair of tickets for every episode that drops. Stay tuned.
Down here, we'll get to the
that's what the reason.
Photos.
Let's go to this fourth photo because this is the reason you are so settled. Every father and mother.
I've got to look away from that photo.
Can look. Oh, So, mate, this is it. This is your why.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
I've got to look away from that. It just, I suppose, puts life into perspective where, for majority of your life, you're kind of by yourself and selfish and not selfish. You always look after your friends and family, but gets to a point in your life where you're solely worried about yourself, and then I hate talking about my daughter, because it's so hard.
That's the best thing.
It is.
It's the best.
And then
you've created something very, very special.
Yeah, you create something, and then your whole perspective on life changes. That photo represents.
So for those that are listening on a podcast and they're not watching this is Jai and his partner. Are you married?
Fiance,
and they're in a hospital bed.
Yeah, literally.
Your baby daughter.
Yep,
has just been built.
Isla
has just been born.
Yeah, that would have been, honestly, 10 minutes.
Wow.
5
so you know 10
after she was born. Yeah, well, I say 10 then.
If you were a number 10 this year,
I 10. Honestly, the single most greatest
far out
experience I've ever had. I feel like there's two things that I don't teach you about being a parent. It's the whole labour process. They do not prepare you for that.
No.
Holy.
And what your partner, your wife go through? Don't you now look at them and go, Wonder Woman?
Legit.
What the hell? How'd you do that?
Yep. That's the first thing. And the second is sleep deprivation. Oh, my God. Unfortunately, we weren't blessed with a good sleeping child as a newborn.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. She's Isla's much better at the moment. But the amount of pain they endure and the amount of... It was a 23-hour labour.
Same with my first boy.
Once she had it, she was induced, and the whole process, mate. After that, so I'm obviously crying in there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not even kidding. I'll show you another photo. It was about a couple of minutes after she was born, and the pediatrician was like, "Oh, do you want to get a selfie with her?" He goes, "Try and get a selfie with her," and he had had Isla. And I'm trying to take a selfie, and I'm bawling my eyes out.
Did you cut the cord?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. But then after, Mum and Bub were doing well and settled, I sat in the corner of the hospital room for about an hour and a half, bawling my eyes out. Couldn't keep myself together.
No.
Was completely gone. Was in awe of the whole labour process. Was in awe of everything that happened. So, that is a representation of no matter how much I've done for myself or my friends and my family, my whole perspective on life changed when Isla was born.
Yep, and it does, because all of a sudden we go from looking after ourselves to have to looking after someone else, and our whole perspective on life changes.
Yeah, and how hard it is, how enjoyable it is to come home to your daughter.
Because every day she changes. How old is she now?
9.5 months.
Oh, man, what an age.
Months.
What an age. Almost walking. Crawling, almost crawling.
No, she's crawling, she's standing, she's into it. Not like quite walking by herself, but mate, she's been crawling since she was about 6.5 months old. I'm not even kidding. Standing up by herself, like holding on to things at 6 months.
She's special. Because our last photo is exactly of that looks like you,
the cheeky
the 1 day old.
Yeah, literally.
I love the earrings.
Yeah, can you see him?
Yeah.
Could you? I didn't know if you could see him.
Yeah, love the earrings.
So that represents the present, the enjoyment.
What a circle of life you just gone through with your photos.
Yeah. So the enjoyment I have in my life at the moment, obviously. Grateful for what my partner does, and she goes above and beyond.
What's your partner's name?
Barina, like the Holden.
Marina.
B-Rina.
Barina. Barina. Wow, darling. What a beautiful little girl.
Bosnian background, Canadian. So
how'd you two meet before we get on this photo?
Yeah, so we actually met on a dating app. And to be honest, I thought to myself, obviously the right intentions. And she come over and I was like, she's too normal. To be
for
on
you?
These apps. Yeah, she's too normal.
That's 80% of people now. meet on apps.
Yeah, and I'm not embarrassed to say, like, it happened. So I met her on there, but then not fizzled out or faded away, but I had a bit going on with pre-season, and her job as well is very demanding, even though she's on maternity leave still. Yep. So, you know, kind of didn't speak for a while, and then one day sort of came together, and it all happened fairly quick. To be honest, it wasn't your ideal.
No.
You know, your normal kind of, you know, get married, be together for
Did you go for
4 or 5 years.
Where was your first date with her?
A dog park.
Dog park?
Yeah.
With your dogs and her dogs?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's your dogs. You fucking.
They're good now. I've only got 2. One of them, the Roddy, she passed away from cancer. But I got me Bully and the Schmoodle.
Schmoodle, indoor dog, both?
No. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
Isla love the doggies?
Loves them. Yeah. Obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed. And they're so good with her.
I bet.
So good with her. And then, met on there. And then one thing led to another. Now we're engaged with a 9-month-old little
So
cheeky.
how long have you been with Barina for?
Mate, that's the thing. It's not your average
2 or 3
sort of
years?
normal. Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
2 and a bit, maybe.
So you've decided to start a family. Is this going to? Have you discussed about how many you want to have?
2 and done, bro.
2 and done.
2 and done.
You want a boy next?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, a man wants his little boy.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure. But to be honest, if I don't, I think I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because talk about a village. It takes a village. It really takes a village.
Who have you got here in Sydney with you as far as family goes?
Well, my old man's an hour and a half away, but mum and one sister are up in Early Beach. So my dad's down here with one older sister who is about to give birth.
Oh, okay.
To another little girl.
Ah, so they're already grandparents, your parents?
Yeah, so they were grandparents years ago. I got a 17-year-old nephew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and then obviously got another nephew, and then a niece who is 10 days younger than Isla. So they're in the early, and then my older sister down is about to give birth to another girl. So, yeah, been grandparents for a while now. So, funny story that, but I don't think I'd tell that one.
17, wow.
Oh, mate, yeah.
So, anyway, so, okay, well, mate, wow. For them 5 photos, they are friggin' awesome. I love the fact that you didn't even know, but each photo had a 10-year gap in between them.
Work intent.
Now it's time for, but wait, there's more. Brought to us by our great mates at Elite Bet. Kind of questions without notice, but I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to answer them perfectly. Question number 1 is, what's something about you that fans would never expect? Have you got a hidden talent or something? Or
No, I wouldn't say hidden talent.
You're very emotional, aren't you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I think if I had to answer that question for you, I'd say that I think Jai Arrow is a lot deeper thinker than people think he is.
Yeah, definitely. The emotional parts of things, but I think for myself, it's probably my personality off the field. I don't think people perceive me how I am on the field.
How friendly you are off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say my personality.
That's great.
Off the field.
Because you did get in a bit of shit there for a while as New South Wales and Queensland with, bashing a few of us and they didn't like you. That's Origin, isn't it?
Well,
it's Origin.
Well, it's footy. It's footy, yeah.
What's the best thing a coach has ever said to you?
Honestly, probably. I was going to tell him, but fuck him. I'll let him find out for himself.
Wayne Bennett.
Yeah, Wayne Bennett.
I was going to tell him, but fuck him. You can quote him on that.
And I quote, fuck him.
The toughest moment of your career so far?
I've had a few ups and downs. Definitely had a few downs.
What's been your worst injury?
My shoulder.
Yep.
That was tough. But to be honest, probably the COVID breach. That would have
been hard as a player.
Yeah, that was. The COVID breach I went through, $35,000 fine.
Tell us what happened. I forget.
The dancer in the Origin camp.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, what, 2001? No, 21?
21.
21,
Yep.
I mean. Yeah,
Yep.
it's 2001.
So that would have been probably I totally
Yep.
took,
Stuffed up.
Took accountability, stuffed up, but the backlash, the isolation, the lot of it. I'll tell you one cool thing that did come out of it. I got to fly in a private jet to the Gold Coast.
On your own.
Yeah, I was with Aaron Woods. I was with Woodsy. Swear, bro, ask him.
Well, he's both in quarantine.
No, so he had a baby. So he just had a baby. And I was obviously in quarantine. They wouldn't let me fly with the other teams. So anyway, they go to us.
Oh, wow.
Or said to me, I had no idea who I was going with. Hey, mate, go to Bankstown Airport. And I was like, what? I was like, confused. I was like, what? Made no sense. Anyway, I rock up. Woodsy's there. I was like, bro, what are we doing? He goes, I have no idea. And then anyway.
We're living on a jet plane, baby.
Yeah, the pilot goes, yeah, boys, with me. Bring your suitcases. I'm going, what is going on? I was like, where's the plane? He goes, yeah. I was going, no way. I got videos of it, bro.
So where did you fly to? The
Goldie.
bubble. The bubble that was Queensland, yeah.
Gold Coast.
Wow.
I was in the cockpit, taking off, going down. Mate, it was a
What an experience.
really cool experience. But that was hard.
Yeah,
that
it was.
That whole experience was hard.
Who's the funniest teammate you've ever had, you reckon? If you had to,
Oh, there's a few.
Who's on the podium then? Who were the three on the podium?
I'd see Michael Cheekham.
Michael Cheekham.
Mate.
So there's one thing that fans wouldn't expect.
One of the single funniest people ever. Tom Burgess is up there.
Tom Burgess. The Burgess boys are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like they are just, I had
Characters.
Luke on the show, on this.
Yeah.
And every time we spoke about his brothers, he kind of stood up and he was just like so proud. You know, Jules, his mum, and you know, he's
Proud
they're
family.
a great family.
Great family, beautiful family.
Tommy, so how do you separate them two?
Call him Mr. Fix-It.
Tommy and Luke. Tommy and George.
Easy. It was the nose, but now it's the size.
So who's bigger?
Oh, George was bigger. I don't know at the moment. Apparently
Okay.
Tommy's,
Tommy's over in the Super League?
yeah, getting a bit bigger.
Okay, yep.
And then another podium, top three. Oh, Nathan Peets was up there for me too.
Petesy, he's a
Hello.
character. I played
Yeah.
with his dad, Geordie. Against his dad, Geordie.
Only because of his dummy spits. Mate, I've never seen a man at training. There was one time we were playing a con game or playing a game at the Titans and nothing was going our way. We couldn't get the ball. We finally got the ball. He picked it up. Kid you not, kicked it over the fence and then walked off the field. And this was halfway through the training session. And then went and had a shower. So those three are hard to separate, but
We heard someone say recently when Big Nas fought Jerry Lattimore a couple of weeks back, and they said that you were. Someone put your name in. Was it Adam Reynolds?
no chance.
No, but it was Cody.
Cody.
Looks like a practical joker as well.
no, he's annoying.
Is he annoying?
Yeah, he's
But
annoying.
they say you're annoying. What do they say you're annoying? You're a pest.
I can't be annoying though because, mate, oh look at is there bruises?
Pitching?
Yeah. Is there,
Oh.
is there the bruises?
Oh, Ricky Stewart used to always do that to me in camp. Like,
Must be a halves thing.
that's a halves thing. It definitely is.
And you can't bash him
No,
because everyone will be filthy.
Yeah,
at
you're
you.
bashing a halfback.
Yeah.
If you could experience one moment in your career again, let's go back to your career. Maybe I don't know. It
Yep.
could be. What would it be and why?
You know, I suppose there's a few that come to mind. Winning an Origin series is special. But honestly, for me, it'd be that whole, not really a moment, but the whole of the 2021 year.
That was
Even
your year.
Yep. That was, coming down from the Goldie, the whole COVID thing, we got to go in it, probably the one and only to ever happen, the whole bubble experience, and then just the winning feeling that we had that whole year. Obviously, losing the grand final isn't ideal.
No.
But that whole year to me was probably one of the best moments I've had in my career. It was so enjoyable. You know, the first and only, I don't know if it is, but the first and only grand final to be played in Brisbane.
Yep.
At Suncorp.
Yep. And you're in it up to your eyeballs of most of the game too.
Majority of the
It
game.
was just that intercept
Yep.
from Crichton, wasn't it? Crichton.
Yeah. We still had time then
Yeah.
too as well. So just that whole year was so cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Just so you'd like that year again, but without the COVID.
Yes.
But maybe it wouldn't have been a special if you had
Like the Jet.
Oh, the Jet. You and
Yeah,
Woodsy.
I'll go the Jet. I'll go the Jet again, me and Woodsy. I'll never take that away. No one could ever take that away from me.
Well, you know what? I appreciate the thought process that you've gone through today with your photos. I appreciate you being so candid.
I didn't know there was, but...
Oh, no. You didn't know.
No, maybe I did. Maybe
Yes.
I'm joking.
Maybe you're smarter than Jairo. On behalf of Lily Pilly Wines, a nice Sauv Blanc, or Shiraz and a
Thank you.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Can't wait to hammer these with the missus.
Yes, mate. Good luck this season. Kick ass, and thanks for being on Life in
Thank you.
5.
No, I appreciate it.